Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, welcome back to the bullshit. My name is TechnoFunk, and in today's video, we are going to be doing a 2023 NFL mock draft pre-combine. I want to get into this as fast as possible because I'm excited to do this. So let's get started. At first, we have Chicago with the first pick. It would have been Houston, but we all know what happened with them.
Defense on 4th and 20. Mills buying some time, fires towards the end zone, and it is caught!
Oh my word.
Improbable! Akins!
But anyways, Chicago is in a weird position right now. I don't know whether or not they're going to take offense or defense, but I think it's pretty obvious that they want to take defense, as you've got Will Anderson Jr. for the taking there. I mean, that's obvious for one. And number two, they lost Khalil Mack to the Chargers in free agency. Well, actually, no, they traded him, and they also lost Roquan Smith to the Ravens, which I'm pretty sure they only traded a second rounder for, which was awful. But anyways, with Chicago's first pick, they will go with Will Anderson Jr. He is a edge rusher and probably will be a sub linebacker, just like Trayvon Walker was used as with Jacksonville. With Houston, I cannot stress this enough. Houston needs literally everything. It doesn't matter what they take; anything will do. Unless they can get something down in free agency, I highly doubt they can get anything. The perfect player for this would probably be Bryce Young. And the reason why I say that is because Davis Mills is not good. I thought he would have done better due to him being the second best rookie in his rookie season last year. I thought he would have done well. No. That's just it's what we've seen from him, and it's his max potential to do whatever he did his rookie season. So, with that being said, I will take Bryce Young for Houston, and you can suck my ass. So, Arizona is another team that could literally go with anything but quarterback. I mean, Kyler Murray's decent at best nowadays, but I think it's best to go with defense. And the reason why I say that is because they lost J.J. Watt for one, because he retired, and then they really have the biggest hole to fill when it comes to that D-line, especially. They don't really need, they need cornerback. They don't really need safety or anything like that. So I'd suggest going with Jalen Carter. And for the Colts, I've seen the Colts mock drafts.
What the hell? Oh my God! No way!
Whenever they did mock draft Mondays, they're awful. I don't even know what to think of them. It's pathetic. It is so obvious that they need to go with C.J. Stroud. He's right there. Take him. Rent a QB for the Colts is over. I'm tired of it. It's never worked. It got him into the playoffs once. Took him out in the wild card. That was 2 years ago. Now for Seattle, they're in a better position.
Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Seattle gets the pick. Now, Seattle needs defense, and they could have gone quarterback, but I highly doubt they will because Geno Smith was just comeback player of the year, just this year. So, with that being said, they will probably go defense. What do they need the most? They do not need cornerback as much, because Tariq Woolen can already do decently, but they may need that later on because they have the 20th pick as well. So what they will go with is that they need to help on that D line because it's what is causing them to get those other teams to get those first downs. So they will go with Myles Murphy out of Clemson. It's a perfect fit. Now for Detroit, I'd say that they would have to go with cornerback. They already have Amani Oruwariye and Jeff Okudah and such like that. They've all improved, which I'm happy for, but they need somebody to lock up. And I think there's no better way to say this, that they need a cornerback to either replace Jeff Okudah or Amani Oruwariye. And I'd highly suggest it would probably be Jeff Okudah. So they will go with Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon for the number 6 pick. For Las Vegas, this is tough because they don't need a wide receiver. That's obvious. They have Hunter Renfrow and they have Devontae Adams. They don't really need wide receiver at all. They don't need running back either because, I mean, their running back literally just shred every other team's defense completely. So, since Derek Carr left and they have a backup starting, they want to get a new QB in as soon as possible. Now, here's my problem with Will Levis, whatever you like to pronounce it by. I'll probably state it because a lot of people are getting it wrong, and I'm probably one of them.
Will Levis.
He doesn't really show much. And the reason why I say that is because he has thrown for, I'm pretty sure, 19 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Now, if you ask me, that's not really that good. And especially when it comes to college. And when that translates to the NFL, that's going to be even worse probably. So, what would be the best option? Now, Will Levis, whatever.
Will Levis
is probably going to go to Las Vegas. And the reason why I say that is because they need QB regardless. They don't really got much of an other option, and they need something fast. Now, the only thing I could say of note for Las Vegas is that Will Levis's arm is pretty good, but that's also what we said about Kenny Pickett, and look where he turned up.
Throw it deep, has a man open. It is intercepted by Jordan Whitehead.
And for Atlanta, for number 8, I'd say easily going with Tyree Wilson. The reason why I say that is because they literally need anything for defense. Like, Jesus Christ, I can't stress that enough. For Carolina, they need wide receiver. They need another wide receiver because they only have DJ Moore, and either that or they're only going to have a number 1 wide receiver, which is still going to be the one they drafted because they are probably going to either release DJ Moore or trade him for another pick. So with that, they are going to take Quentin Johnston out of TCU. Now for Philadelphia, this is an interesting situation because they traded with the Saints last year thinking that the Saints would probably make the playoffs. They didn't. They were far from it. And I think it'd be best if we forgot about that. But the Eagles need cornerback. That's been an issue. Like, Darius Slay Jr. is good, I'd say. He's very good, but they also need somebody else to lock it down, and I don't think James Bradbury is the guy to do it. So let's go with Joey Porter Jr. And the reason why I say that is because I think they've looked at Joey Porter Jr. more than Devon Witherspoon because I'm pretty sure he just randomly jumped up the draft boards. So I'm going to go with Joey Porter. Now for the Titans, they need O-line. That's all I can say. They need O-line really badly. They had the worst O-line this past season besides the Rams, and they need to fix it. They got Ben Jones, sure, but that's it. And he's aging. I'm pretty sure, 32 at this point. So they're going to go with Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle out of Ohio State, for the 11th pick. Now for the Texans, Lord have mercy. Where do we go with this? Now, they have Brandon Cooks, and they have another wide receiver who I can't remember. I'll put it up on screen once I edit this. So I'd suggest going with O-line. Bryce Young needs as much protection as he can get. Dameon Pierce is probably good enough to be the starting running back. So I'd go with Pierce Gorunsky, offensive tackle out of Northwestern. Now for the Jets, this is another difficult situation. Now you see, Zach Wilson hasn't exactly been the best quarterback in the past 2 years he's been in the league for. And if this third year doesn't work out for him, which is about like the amount of years it takes for us to depict whether or not like certain draft picks really go well or not, it might take like a shorter amount of time usually. But it's getting to that point where Zach Wilson may need to step down from QB. So, but before then, they're probably going to give him this last chance for that third year to prove himself, and they will go with Brian Branch, the safety out of Alabama. Now for New England, they don't have shit for wide receiver. I'm just going to put it that way. And the reason why I say that is because, like, sure, Devontae Parker is pretty good. That's obvious. He's good, all that stuff. That's fine. Anybody else, I cannot figure out who it is on the Patriots, especially at the wide receiver position. Now, defense is a whole nother story, and I think it's easily said than done that going with Devon Witherspoon would probably be the best option. The reason why I say that is because he is higher ranked on the draft boards, of course, and Patriots literally just got rid of J.C. Jackson this past offseason, and they need somebody to replace him. What better way to do that than to pick a cornerback, Devon Witherspoon? Now, Green Bay needs wide receivers regardless. They have Christian Watson, who has been excellent for them. And they also need tight end. Now, either they go Michael Mayer or Jordan Addison. Yeah, they probably would want to go with Jordan Addison because they need the help, but Michael Mayer can also block and do all that sort of jazz. Go with Jordan Addison. Now for the Commanders, this is tough because Anthony Richardson is in the same position as Will Levis, but I think it's obvious that they're going to go with Anthony Richardson because Carson Wentz ain't going to do shit. Well, actually, no. I don't think they will go with quarterback. The reason why I say that is because they literally just drafted Sam Howell, and he played really well his first time starting. So I don't think it's going to be a quarterback for them. They have Sam Howell. They drafted him for a reason. Let him start. If he doesn't play well, we'll figure that out next draft or next free agency. God knows. They need more help on the O lineman after the departure of Brandon Sheriff. So either they go O lineman or cornerback. They don't got any like good options. So I'm probably going to have to go with Boderick Jones because he's probably their best option. For Pittsburgh, They need help on cornerback and O-line and D-line. I'd say getting that defense better is probably the move. So I'm going to go with Brian Brees out of Clemson, mainly because it's one of their biggest needs. Now, for Detroit, they're back on the clock. They just traded, I'm pretty sure, TJ Hawkinson to the Vikings. They need a new tight end. What better way to do that than to get the number one tight end in the class, Michael Mayer, out of Notre Dame. Now, for Tampa Bay, this would be very easy. They're going to go with Anthony Richardson because Tom Brady just retired for one, and Kyle Trask ain't going to do shit out there. Now, it'd probably be a good idea because not only is Tampa Bay in Florida, Anthony Richardson played college in Florida, but he could also learn something from Kyle Trask, and the reason why I say that is because Kyle Trask also went to Florida and also started there. And I'm pretty sure Anthony Richardson was also at Florida when Kyle Trask was there too. So they are going to go with Anthony Richardson due to the scheme fit that he has with Kyle Trask already, and it would probably be a very easy fit for them to take him. Now, for Seattle, they are back on the clock. Like I said, they are going to have to get cornerback, which is why I mentioned it. So they're going to go with Cam Smith out of South Carolina. Now, for the Chargers, Keenan Allen has not been good. He started, I'm pretty sure, every single game and ate shit.
That I spent the last 2 hours cleaning up. That is your contribution.
Yo, kiss my pink ass, man. I didn't ask for any of this. All right, how am I supposed to live here now, huh? My whole house smells like toe cheese and dry cleaning.
Because you didn't follow my instructions.
Oh, well, Heil Hitler, bitch.
Every single one of them. I don't know how you can regress that badly, but he literally just turned 30, and then it's just like it went downhill from there. So now I'm going to go with Jackson Smith and Ojigba as their pick because, they need a wide receiver. Why not? They took offensive line the past two drafts, which have went well for them, especially, but they need to try something different. Now, for Baltimore, they could literally go with a wide receiver or with Jalen Hyatt or Bijan Robinson, but since Bijan is ranked higher and is the number one running back in the class, it's odd to tell because normally running backs shouldn't go into the first round, but, what better option does Baltimore have? They need somebody, literally anybody. So they will probably go with Bijan Robinson out of Texas. For Minnesota, this is probably an easy way to say this. They need defense. Any kind of defense would help. Besides linebacker with Zadarius Smith and I'm pretty sure Daniil Hunter already being there is fine. They need help on edge and not safety because Harrison Smith already exists and all that stuff. They need Keely Ringo, and that's where I'm going to pick them. Now, for the Jaguars, they need another wide receiver. I know Zay Jones and Christian Kirk did fine and such, but they need somebody different because I don't think Zay Jones is just going to be that guy to help out in those important situations. So they are going to go with Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee. Now, for the Giants, this is a pretty easy pick. You already got Kayvon Thibodeau at switching in from edge to linebacker occasionally. And when he has one part of the linebacker position already filled up, you need to get the other one down. So why not pick Trent Simpson out of Clemson? It's their best option at their spot. Now for Dallas, this is also an easy option because Zay Flowers exists and, they need a wide receiver because Michael Gallup ain't going to do shit for wide receiver too. Well, he's decent at best, but they need somebody new. So why not go with Zay Flowers? Now for Buffalo, they need O-line. I can't stress that enough. It's pretty obvious, and I want to go with Osiris Torrance with this pick. Now for Cincinnati, I need to make sure I get this pick correct, or else I'm going to get flamed for being a stupid Cincinnati fan again. Now they have the option to go O-line and such, but they could probably pick up somebody in free agency as well that could possibly fill the role of whatever they need filled. They need tight end. I know Hayden Hurst was decent for them last season, but it's not really helping them enough. And with probably the departure of Drew Sample, they will probably need to get Dalton Kincaid out of Utah. That's obvious. And for the Saints, I'm pretty sure they need a quarterback. They need a quarterback badly. But I don't know how they don't have Hendon Hooker ranked so low in this mock draft database. I don't know how it's possible for him to go down so low. He is going to jump back up. I guarantee you that. After the combine and such like that. He threw for, I'm pretty sure, 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions with over 3,500 yards passing. Why not go with him? I don't see how people are mistaking this guy for some bust. Go with Hendon Hooker. He's good. And if he's not, then shoot, I may have been wrong. Now with the Eagles, they need edge. They need edge because they need to replace that D-line soon. So why not go with Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa? Now for Kansas City, they do not need running back anymore. I think that's obvious with their rookie of Isaiah Pacheco. But they do need edge just as much as the Eagles do, and they will probably go with Nolan Smith out of Georgia. And for the last pick in the first round of the draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers will go with Drew Sanders, linebacker out of Arkansas. That is my 2023 pre-combine NFL mock draft for just round 1. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, comment, do whatever if you even liked the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.